All right, now we're ready to bring those eye bones out. Let's select the rig and go back to edit mode. And I will just come in here and ensure that everything is deselected first, and then I will hit the L key for these two joint chains, and let's bring these out. I will just pull them out in the Y here, maybe even bring them down a bit. Now let's press Alt-Z and see if we have them out. Yeah, so here they are. This is what we need to place around the eyes. And let's bring in a reference image just to make sure we're putting things in the right place. So let's bring in this one. Yep, and let's, so there you have that. That's good. And then let's see if the other one is any help for us here. Yeah, I think that's helpful here. So first of all, let's grab this and let's hit the L key and let's move it up. And it looks like it's right in the indentation of the eyelid there. So let's begin placing these. I will take each individual one and we'll begin moving these around and getting them in place. And once again, I'm just going to move them back so they're sitting right on the mesh. Looks like I could move this one down a bit, maybe. Kind of spread these out just a bit. And what it's telling us here is that center bone really needs to be in this place here. So actually, I'm going to hit the 1 key to go to the front view. And let's place this about right here. I think that looks pretty good. All right, now that we have those, let's begin placing these around the eyelid here. I'm just going to hit S and Z to kind of scale these out just a bit like this. And then we can begin placing these around the eye. So once again, that center joint right here needs to be right up above, right kind of in the center of the eye. And let's bring all these around. Oh, look at this. We have one that split off. So let's press Alt-Z and let's go in, hit the period key, and let's be sure and choose both of these here. There we go. Let's pull them out. And then let's go back to the front view and just get them in place. And I'm just getting them in place in the front view first, and then I'll go back and pull them back to rest on the mesh. Let's get this one here. I think I'll bring that up just a bit like that. Now let's see what we can do here. Let's bring each individual one back until it's touching the mesh of the eyelids here. Bring this one back like that. Each one I'm just pulling back in the y-axis, but recall we need to shift select that so we get them both in there and then pull them back like that. There we go. This one as well. Each one here so it's resting on the mesh. Back like this. All right, let's take a look. I think that's pretty good. I think that's what we want right here. I feel like I want to bring these up just a little bit more. I'm just going to bring these up like this so they're more in that crease there above the eyelid. There we go. Yeah, so they're right in there. That's good. And the next thing we need to deal with is the eye bone. Inside here, if we press Alt-Z, we can see we've got a bone right here. Right? And this bone needs to go exactly in the center of the eyeball. And to do that, we're going to need to snap the cursor to the eyeball. So I'm going to tab back into object mode and select just the eye here. Now the origin of this object is currently down here. And we did that so we could mirror these over, but currently these are two different objects, right? So we can bring those origins back to this object now. Let's go to Object, Set Origin, Origin to Geometry, and we'll do that for this one over here as well. Okay, so now if we select this eye, we can move the cursor to that origin. Let's press Shift S2, and there we go. Now if we go back to the rig, right here, Hit Tab to go back to edit mode. Now what we can do is move this bone to the cursor. To do that, we can press Shift S and move the selection to the cursor. And there it is. It moved the root of the bone to the cursor. Now what we can do is we can grab this tip of the bone right here, and we can move that forward to just barely outside the eye like that. Right? So if we press Alt-Z, we can see there it is right there. All right. Now I may pull these back a little bit. I can see they're not quite touching yet. Pull that back a bit. Looks like I could pull this back a bit. So you may just need to go through and do a little tweaking, get everything in place. And lastly, while we're here, if we look at the cheekbone here, it's pretty much below the eye. Mine's a little bit off, but is that really a problem? I mean, the cheek of my character really is a little bit off to the side there. So you just may need to make some executive decisions as how close your rig needs to be to these diagrams. All right, well, in the next video, what we're going to do is work on rigging the teeth and the tongue inside the mouth here.